right, welcome to the channel. This is PT Stu, and today we're going to talk about genistein. Now, a lot of you may not know what genistein is, but it is a soy isoflavone. Now, a lot of people say that soy is bad for you and that it causes man boobs and a host of other problems. And maybe it does. Well, if you think about soy, soy is generally genetically modified. So a lot of the soy fields are prepared in such a way where they spray pesticides all over it. You could be consuming glyphosate, which is a dangerous pesticide that can harm your body, cause all kinds of problems. Now, soy in itself, you know, I'm not really a proponent of eating it. You can eat it if you like, but I personally don't really eat it. However, genistein is an isolated isoflavone from soy. Okay. Now it is one compound, many different compounds, but I am really excited about genistein because I found out some things that I did not know. Now, I first found out that genistein raises aromatase, which if you've been following my channel, you know that I have low aromatase enzyme. And I happened because I started taking low dose Viagra every few nights before I go to bed. I was doing that for, to try and increase my blood flow overall. It also, I knew that it reduced estrogen, and I also knew that it boosted testosterone. So I did that for about a year, and later on, I discovered that it affects the aromatase enzyme at the genetic level. It affects the DNA. So my aromatase is lower. I'm trying to get my estrogen up. My testosterone's pretty high, but my estrogen is low. So I don't feel like I should, and there's other problems that can come from that. So what I did is I did a lot of research to try and find something that boosts the aromatase enzyme. And when we're looking at, I found genistein. Okay, I was looking for foods to see, supplements. What can we do? And I found genistein. So I came across this article here that says genistein induces breast cancer associated aromatase and stimulates estrogen dependent tumor cell growth in vitro breast cancer model. Now, yes, it's associated, it says breast cancer here, right? But that's because the study is looking at specifically breast cancer. Breast cancer, many of you may or may not know, is an estrogen receptor mediated cancer. So when you have more aromatase, you're creating more estrogen, and it causes problems for if you have breast cancer. Now, with this specific case, what I'm looking at is not necessarily about the breast cancer because I don't have that problem. I'm looking at the ability for the genistein to induce more aromatase enzyme. Here we go. It says, in this study, we show that genistein can induce estrogen-dependent MCF7 tumor cell growth and increase breast cancer-associated aromatase expression activity in vitro. So it's in the glass, right? So in vitro means that they're studying cells. Okay, so this is in the cells. All right, so here's another page here from the National Institute of Health, and this is exactly what I was trying to find before. It says that the isoflavone genistein induced aromatase activity and decreased aromatase mRNA or increased aromatase mRNA expression in hepatic cells. So it's kind of the opposite of what we're looking at with the Cialis and the Viagra. That actually influences aromatase on the mRNA expression as well, but in the lower regulation, right? So just so you know, genistein increases aromatase enzyme. So if you're somebody that has high estrogen already, this may or may not be something that you could do. However, maybe you won't want to do it all the time. So the first article, now this makes me really excited. And here's why I even started looking into this, right? So I started taking genistein. I got my lab tests done. Here are my lab results, okay? I can't see them in front of me right now, but I know that prior to getting the lab test done, I think I was in the 680s. And then after taking the genistein, I went up to 970. somewhere around there, 970. That was a 30% increase in testosterone. Okay. I was taking 125 milligrams each day, just once a day. Okay. And I was doing it to increase my aromatase enzyme, but surprise, it increased my testosterone. Okay. So that was a nice surprise to be up at 970. Pretty great stuff. Now, the other thing is, now let's look at these studies here. So in this study, they gave mice genistein in various doses. So it's like 0 milligrams per kilogram, 1, 2, 3 milligrams per kilogram. Okay. And you can obviously add that up for your own body. But in this study, they were trying to determine if it could negate the effects of morphine. So guys, if you're doing opiates of any kind, oxycodone, Vicodin, morphine, that lowers your testosterone. Okay, it lowers your sperm count. So if you're doing that kind of stuff, you need to get off it. Genistein significantly boosted motility, morphology, count, and viability of sperm cells. Seminiferous tubules, diameter, germinal thickness, testosterone, and luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone, while decreasing nitric oxide in all level in all groups compared to morphine. The interesting thing is, right there for me, what does Cialis do? What does Viagra do? It increases nitric oxide, right? Okay. So maybe the increase of the nitric oxide has something to do with reducing that aromatase expression on the mRNA. Okay. Now, genistein does the opposite, and it raises the aromatase. Okay. But the interesting thing here, guys, for me, and I saw this firsthand, it increases your sperm count. So if you want a bigger load, this will help. Okay. So it increases the number of sperm cells, the motility. It just makes them more healthy. So, hey, if you're trying to conceive, this might be something that might be able to help you. And then, of course, testosterone. So let's go down and see how much should we take, right? Okay, this is the one I'm looking for right here. All right, so if you look here, right, you have 1 milligram per kilogram. Okay, you can obviously see, where that is. And then you have 2 milligrams per kilogram, right? FSH is up 3 right there. Okay, it's higher than the rest. So my thought here, and this is the group that did not have morphine associated with it. Okay, so these numbers over here, yeah, they're improved, but they're not just the genistein. So my thought here, if I'm looking at this, it's 2 milligrams per kilogram, right? So that's the dose right there that looks the best for me. This is the testosterone levels. Obviously, here we go again. You can see right here, genistein 2 milligrams per kilogram, testosterone levels way higher than all of the other dosages. Let's go to sperm count, right? So we got the 2 milligram per kilogram. It looks like maybe 4 milligrams actually has the win here. Motility's kind of reduced there though. I mean, you may have more sperm, but you have less motility. I think again, we have a winner here with sperm viability 67. So 2 milligram per kilogram does seem like it is the best dosage, in my opinion, for sperm count viability and boosting testosterone. Now, there are some other exciting news that I have here also. All right, so here's something that's really interesting, right? The way genistein works is it actually looks like the estrogen molecule. It's chemically similar to the estrogen molecule. So it actually binds to the estrogen receptors. It is a SERM, that's a selective estrogen receptor modulator, like enclomiphene. Look at that. But it also is a tissue-specific SARM, selective specific androgen receptor modulator here. The cool thing about this is that they found that it actually affects the prostate gland. It actually reduces the size of the prostate. And it has an effect on the androgen receptor. All right, inhibitory effects of isoflavonoids on rat prostate testosterone 5 alpha reductase. All right. Genistein, here we go. Genistein showed considerably higher inhibitory effects, whereas these other ones showed lower inhibitory effects. Okay. Inhibitory effects on the rat prostate 5-alpha reductase. Okay. Genistein are already known to be a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor. So what is a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor? Well, that's like finasteride or dutasteride. And what does that do? Well, it helps you not to lose hair related to your dihydrotestosterone attaching to your hair follicles. Okay. So this is something really big here, guys. I mean, genistein is it boosts testosterone. It boosts your sperm count. It boosts levels of DHEA. It actually increases aromatase. However, if you take it in small quantities, like I do with enclomiphene, right? I take it 1 time per week. Okay. Those effects can last, right? And then, of course, it is a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor. Talk about amazing. Okay. So I think I mean, we see soy having benefits in Asian cultures. They consume a lot more soy, especially with the women. They typically have their hormones last longer, it seems like. So I wouldn't say that this is something that I would personally I'm not going to be personally taking this every day, but I'm thinking that, for me, probably maybe 1 dose 3 times a week or something like that. But anyway, guys, yeah, really exciting for me. I think this is super exciting, Genistein. Um, yeah, so I thought I wanted to share it with you guys. I hope you're excited about it as I am. Now, where I get it, hold on. All right, this is where I get mine from. It is from Amazon. You see that? And it's only 125 milligrams. It says for women's health. Little did they know that it boosts testosterone by 30%. Crazy. Anyways, guys, this is really cheap. I think it cost me like 18 bucks. It has 60 caplets in it. So, I mean, if you do 3 a day, or I'm sorry, 3 a week, it should last you about 20 weeks. That's a lot. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video.